In March of 2023, there was a report by the IMF titled Trust Bridges and Money Flows, a digital marketplace to improve cross border payments. And interestingly, on page 23, they mention two digital assets, and that's XRP and XLM.
The Bank for International Settlements publishes their money flower. And there is a small space in that money flower for those private cryptocurrencies. So I agree with you that the winners of this have already been chosen,
I believe so.
right? And I think that you just named the two that are most likely that, and I think also Wall Street's totally adopted Bitcoin.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today. As I'm going to continue to say that you have to give the Black Swan capitalists on Twitter and YouTube a follow, as their content has been absolutely excellent, interviewing massive economists and massive people connected into the space. I absolutely love what they're saying. And something all of you need to stress is, I believe the winners of the next financial revolution have already been chosen. Bitcoin has been chosen. XRP has been chosen. And I do think we are sleeping quite a bit on Stellar because Stellar has been chosen as well. Ethereum has likely been chosen too. And I think there will be a couple other winners in the next financial revolution that we all need to experience. We all need to be aware of all the winners that will make generational wealth in this space. And I can't stress that enough. Now guys, with that being said, I feel like I speak for everyone in the XRP army when I say fuck the SEC, fuck Gary Gensler, fuck Jay Clayton, fuck Bill Hinman, fuck Joe Lubin, fuck Vitalik, fuck Max Kaiser, fuck the Maxis, fuck FTX, SBF, Elizabeth Warren, and finally fuck all the crypto exchanges for delisting XRP. The XRP army has been singled out, and XRP has been single-handedly targeted by the entire industry, not just corrupt regulators, not just by ETHgate. It's been a whole coalition of people in crypto taking an anti-XRP stance, and now everyone's relying on Ripple and XRP to get a favorable ruling for their own survival. It's all bullshit. Fuck all of you. Sincerely from the XRP army. And trust me when I say, we're gonna be a symbol of greatness in the crypto industry. And the resentment people are gonna feel towards us just because of the fact that we've always been correct, and we're gonna make generational wealth while they're over here with their self-righteous stances suffering will be laughable. It'll be laughable. We've suffered more than any other crypto community. And trust me when I say, all of this bullshit is finally gonna end. Max Kaiser continuously tries to say that XRP will lose the case because everything the SEC is trying to do is for the corrupt Wall Street crooks. This is an argument I would normally agree with, but it's one of those things that I look at and I say to myself, I think we got lucky with a judge that understands the magnitude of what's going on. And I think XRP has always been chosen ahead of time and has been working with the system to the point where this lawsuit is just nothing more than something to dissuade us from being in this space, being in this asset. Don't get dissuaded. We are almost there. I promise you that the darkness will come to light. I promise you that ETHgate will be revealed to the entire space. And here, from XRPville, we're beginning to expose ETHgate, and the entire world is beginning to understand this. Xavier Hawk was in a conference recently talking about the very fact that Ethereum got favorable treatment because some people on their team and some people, cough cough Clayton, cough cough Hinman, or incentivized by Ether. Ladies and gentlemen, when everything's said and done, the XRP army will make a dent in the crypto universe. And we're already beginning to seep through to the mainstream. Please take a listen.
If you think about it, if all Ethereum did was a clever way to make a token available and then cover up their doing that might or might not be, SEC regulated because the people that were on their team worked for the SEC. There's a lot of weird stuff that's been going on in this industry. My point here is that I don't want to implicate anybody, but I want to say that now everybody's able to make their own tokens and break securities laws. Right? And it's just that they can't catch up with everybody. And now it's gone to the point where it's not just corporations, it's individuals issuing their own NFT securities, right? And so the idea is whack-a-mole. They can't go after everybody fast enough, but this isn't the right tactic. The right tactic is to actually go and address what the real concern is, and that is the decentralization of governance with a stable price trade instrument that we're able to do business globally with. The reason I know that these guys aren't actually addressing that, because they haven't had to avoid being kidnapped by a pirate Somalian gang. They haven't had to avoid and survive an assassination attempt like I have. They haven't addressed and gotten hacked for $160 million and told, "Don't you ever stick your neck out again, boy." Because when you really go up against the system and you really make a change that threatens the cowards who are running the thing, because all they've done is they've cheated and taken as much as they can, got on top of the hill, and are preventing everybody from getting on top of the hill. When really what we want to do is cooperate, have fun, explore life, and have a beautiful life with our families and our children. And that's what I'm here to build.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue to blow the lid on this ETHgate saga, we need to understand that more and more rumors are going to spread. Here, from Digital Assets Daily, he posted that SEC sources confirm Gary Gensler resignation is coming. And these sources are not confirmed. This is not yet proven to be true. And even Eleanor Tourette has stated that her SEC sources are saying this is not true. I'm posting and showing all of you this so that we stay completely informed and dispel misinformation. And while, trust me when I tell all of you I want nothing more than to see Gary Gensler out, I don't think he's on his way out yet. There is no evidence to get him out of office at this moment in time, and no actions that have been confirmed. And until then, it's not time to celebrate. But something that we do get to celebrate is this from XRP Darren. XRP Darren also interviewed Craig DeWitt. And if you haven't seen my personal interview with Craig DeWitt from just a couple days ago, please take some time out to watch that on YouTube, as it was a powerful interview. But here Darren and Craig DeWitt discuss ETHgate, CBDCs, FedNow, and many more things. And Darren asks whether or not FedNow will make Ripple's job easier to level the playing field and eventually bring on XRP adoption. And this confirms what I've been saying for a long time. While FedNow's faster payment system is not a CBDC and will not be using XRP directly, it has had plenty of Ripple influence into it, and it will definitely help in making Ripple's job to take over the financial landscape much easier. Don't just listen to me. Listen to XRP Darren confirm it from the mouth of Craig DeWitt.
Right, and it could be just an option, right? Like FedWire is an option. You don't have to use FedWire. You can use ACH, which I believe is the private sector, right? That does ACH. So it's not in the end all be all. Now, with all that being said, though, I believe the Fed actually has announced the FedNow platform, right? That's live now. So we do have real-time payments as we speak, or is it, I think it's coming up soon or something. Does that make Ripple's work easier to do? If, the last mile type of situation, having that upgraded infrastructure going from one corridor to the next, does that make everything easier and smoother?
Yeah, so starting with what FedNow is, I like FedNow because it starts to offer a level playing field. Historically, commercial banks like JP Morgan who have accounts everywhere and a critical mass of accounts have been able to do things just on their internal ledger that other banks can't, namely instant transfers, because that's just ones and zeros on their own database. FedNow is cool because anybody who has an account at the Federal Reserve, whether you're a credit union or a financial institution, you have access to doing these instantaneous payments. And what that means is now they can offer better experiences to their customers, whether it's through your banking app or something else to do instant payments, including to merchants. That's very cool. That's actually good for business in the United States. Now, like in terms of where that goes for a company like Ripple really benefits from more efficient domestic payment systems. And I think one thing that we learned very early on is that domestic payment systems, while they are not perfect, like buying a cup of coffee today with a credit card with Visa, not that bad, right? Like the actual rails themselves aren't that bad. Where you run into a little bit of trouble is the actual mechanics around the dollar itself and the infinity printing press that goes up. But putting that aside, like domestic payments are actually decent today. FedNow is going to make that a little better. There's going to be other innovations as well. The real problem in payments, like the one that hurts the worst, is how you string together international payments. Because for domestic payment, usually you have a central bank, and that central bank is able to do things as fast as they want to because everything reconciles to their ledger. On a cross-border basis, you don't have a supranational bank. There's no bank of banks, right? Unless you're talking about Citigroup. And so getting rid of those correspondent banks and just connecting to hyper-efficient domestic systems, that's a future where you could have instantaneous cross-border payment from, call it US to Japan, for fractions of a penny. And that's not going to use a currency to do that, a government denominated currency. That's going to use a crypto asset, and XRP is really well suited for that.
And ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Craig DeWitt said it best. With FedNow launching July 20th in just a couple weeks, that's the first step. CBDCs being launched across numerous other nations. That's the next one. Then XRP being the neutral bridge asset, bringing on-demand liquidity and interoperability between it all. That's checkmate. We're a couple steps away. We have been through the ringer, but it's about to be all worth it. Now guys, to cap off this video for today, I have to stress that I've been working massively on an important video dictating which cryptos I believe will be the most important digital assets to invest in for this next bull run and what I believe will be the next big trend in crypto. We've seen the ICO craze, NFTs, DeFi, all of these different cryptos, and I think I've pinpointed which trend will be explosive during the next bull run. That video will be up and posted by tomorrow. And I'm extremely excited for all of you to zero in and prepare accordingly. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
Why do I hold XRP? Because Ripple's the chosen one to lead the new global digital payment system, and they use XRP. In 2013, the Federal Reserve began looking for faster payments options. 2 years later, an action plan was born and a federal payments task force was created. It included one company focused on crypto, Ripple. In 2014, the World Bank and Better Than Cash Alliance, which includes the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Clinton Global Initiative, and the governments of 32 countries, put out a report called The Opportunities of Digitizing Payments. 1 year later, the Better Than Cash Alliance featured one crypto company on their website, Ripple. Today, Better Than Cash Alliance and all other UN initiatives are focused on a single agenda, the Sustainable Development Goals for 2030. You can see the SDGs logo on Bill Gates' lapel, world-leading companies, the Better Than Cash Alliance website, and on the UN's official exchange, Exchange. What crypto is Exchange officially utilizing pricing for their carbon credit solution, XRP. The world will move to a new international standard for exchanging electronic messages between financial institutions by 2025 called ISO 20022. Who was the first ISO 20022 member focused on distributed ledger technology? Ripple, who's partnered with over 300 financial institutions, including Bank of America, American Express, PNC, Santander, SBI, HSBC, Standard Chartered Bank, Bank of England, India, Singapore, Scotland, Australia, and Indonesia, the largest banks in Japan, Canada, Egypt, the Middle East, United Arab Emirates, Thailand, Morocco, Bhutan, South Korea, Brazil, and Latin America. Ripple, who is a former employee overseeing the Federal Reserve. Ripple, a former employee overseeing the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock's digital asset division. Ripple, leading Australia's CBDC effort. Ripple, who hired a former Treasury of the United States. Ripple, 2 former Federal Reserve attorneys to their board. Ripple, 2 former Clinton and Obama advisors, former Minister of Defense and Economics of Germany, former business director at Swift, former Swift board member, former CFO of PayPal, former head of the DTCC, former chief business officer at Uber, former VP of Amazon, and former SEC chair on their legal team. Ripple, who's a member of the Digital Pound Foundation, Digital Dollar Project, Digital Euro Association, Mojaloop, IMF's high-level advisory board on fintech, Hyperledger Blockchain Consortium, Open Payments Coalition, Faster Payments Council, Global Payments Steering Group, Cross-Border Working Group, International Association for Trusted Blockchain Applications, Crypto Climate Accord, University Blockchain Initiative, World Wide Web Consortium, and a featured partner of the World Economic Forum with 3 members of their team directly listed on the WF website. Ripple. Now, does Ripple and XRP sound like they're going to disappear, or do they sound like they're part of a much bigger plan? You decide.